Good evening, everyone. My name is Earl Co. I'm a engineer, developer, real estate engineer, financial engineer, transaction engineer, whatever you want to call it, all of the things, because I am one person with an entire corporation of AI agents. Over the past several months, I've been using OpenClaw since that came out, and I discovered that. And I realized what was missing is something that goes between the model router, or sorry, well, it's missing a model router. Something that goes between the LLMs that you're using and the providers that you're using and the harnesses that you're using. And what does that mean? Well, let's just take a quick, this Twitter post, I read that this morning, which was very, very timely. If you're not the model, you're the harness. So this is basically what the layers are in today's agentic engineering. That you've got all of the deterministic stuff, all of the harness. The harness is, well, I don't know, if you're thinking about a horseback, horse-drawn carriage, the harness is what attaches to the horse. The horse is the engine, the LLM is the engine, okay? And that also, that harness provides your capabilities, your agent's capabilities. The agent is simply the set of files, they're just literally a folder of files that dictate how to, that are effectively the system prompt for the LLMs. The underlying LLMs is the raw engine. So imagine if you're driving a car, you can swap out the engine while you're driving it. Okay? So all of a sudden you need a V8 instead of like, I don't know, a V4. Then you can, while you're driving the car, it's the same car, it's the same steering wheel, it's the same dashboard, everything, because you're in the same harness, you can quickly swap based on what you need. And so what I developed was a router. If anyone has anyone ever used OpenRouter? 1, 2, 3, 4, or at least heard of it? Great. So we've got some people here. I rebuilt OpenRouter. I wasn't going to, but then it just kept expanding and expanding and expanding, and I'm like, you know what? It's OpenRouter now. But the problem with OpenRouter is that they charge you. I know they have a BYOB or BYOS, bring your own tokens or bring your own API keys, but OpenRouter is not compatible with your AI subscriptions. So I only like to pay $200 a month for OpenAI Pro, the Codex Pro subscription, and I also like to pay $100 a month for Ollama Cloud Max. Ollama Cloud Max, or Ollama in general, has, Ollama Cloud at least, has about 70-something, 72 plus models available. A lot of them are top-of-the-line frontier. So here's just the dashboard for, well, first of all, here's the website, sagerouter.dev. It's on GitHub, it's free, it's open source. You can run it locally on your machine. I'm working on a freemium model. It's a premium model that's cloud hosted. But anyway, here's the providers that are available. You can, of course, attach any of your own API keys for whatever provider you have. It's supposed to be provider-agnostic, harness-agnostic, and, well, model-agnostic, of course. So yeah, I support Ollama Cloud. OpenAI Codex is down, but that's only because they've merged. OpenAI has merged it into the OpenAI thing, and I just never reconfigured the settings. Google, of course. I attach a bunch of API keys, but what I want is to reduce my cost, and what I want is to prioritize my subscriptions. Google, I don't have a subscription for Google. It hits that whenever everything else goes down, but I want to keep working, right? So first it hits OpenAI. Well, it's not first. It's about what the intent is. If all I need is a simple, like, hey, say hello, say test, or whatever, like, it'll route through the smallest model that can get me back a response. And if I need something more, coding, more creative work, whatever, that logic is routed internally, and then based on the speed and the quality of the response, the Sage router routes it to the correct provider and model. Okay? Ollama is, of course, Ollama. So Ollama is amazing. And all of the open source models, besides Hugging Face, as far as I know, Hugging Face does not have a chat API, but Ollama does, so you can run Ollama locally on your machine. And if you have local models, you can download those and run them through Ollama, and then hook up your local Ollama version, which is, where's this one? Ollama Cloud. There was a different, oh yeah, I disabled it, there it is. Nope, it reconfigured itself. That's great. Because this thing, Codex, is doing some stuff. I actually never tested it with Codex. I've only been using OpenClaw, and then I got here and I was like, wait, it was supposed to be harness-agnostic. And Codex is responding that it needs to be translated from OpenAI's API v1 responses into Codex so that SageRouter can read it and then translate it back. It's running its thing now. But anyway, there's also other models other providers that I've supported and have used in the past. Anthropic, Claude Code. I remember back in April when Anthropic decided no more harnesses for subscriptions, and then of course they quickly walked that back. But I use Dario, which is a different project on GitHub, and basically it's a requirement if you're trying to use Anthropic, because Dario, ASKALF/Dario, converts your harnesses calls into Claude Code looking prompts, or not prompts, API calls. so it, like as far as Anthropic knows, you're using Claude Code, no matter what you use. You could be using Hermes, Pi, OpenClaw, whatever, and I tested it works really well. So if you have that subscription, SageRouter will route through Dario into Anthropic. And of course, Ollama, 73 models. OpenAI has 10 models from GPT 5 point whatever to 5.5. I will say that OpenAI GPT 5.5 is basically AGI. What do you call it? Hot take. I know that it only shows Google one model, but like I said, I don't have a subscription for Google, so I don't really want to use that much because I have to pay per token on that one. But I figured $300 a month for $200 for OpenAI and $100 for Ollama Cloud, Ollama Cloud Max, and they have cheaper ones. Is more than plenty. I did test a week or two of going down to the OpenAI Plus, which is $20 a month, and quickly kept hitting rate limits, and just got tired of it, so I upgraded it back up. And that's why Codex is over here running. And if you didn't know, Codex, you can configure Codex to use your Ollama endpoint. You just do --OSS and then -M, the model you want to use. But in this case, I'm getting Codex to reconfiguring Codex to be able to use SageRouter. So I just do Codex --profile SageRouter, and it will route to SageRouter's endpoint. And from there, I can use any of the models that SageRouter will provide, which is using, again, my own subscriptions. Codex OAuth, Ollama OAuth, etc. Any questions? Yes? No, fully deterministic. Yep, fully deterministic. You can check the GitHub for the logic. I could go over it, but you can check the logic yourself.
I love that question too, because if you spend in order to root it.
Yeah, there is an LLM. You can enable that one. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, what if it's a little ambiguous? So on an ambiguous thing, if the deterministic route falls to the very end, okay, general. You can enable a flag, and you can run one of the, I don't know, a 2 billion parameter model that will run really quickly on a CPU to figure out, okay, where should this be really routed? But almost always, I never use it. So yes and no. Oh, that was it.
Oh yeah, that was my question. I was wondering, and also it'd be interesting if if you use a model, if it roots more to itself. Let's say that you use OpenAI and it recommends OpenAI all the time. It'd be interesting to know that.
Oh yeah, if you can set preferences, and so the deterministic routing will adjust the points. The more points, the higher it goes in the ranking.
Operation system where you say, okay, this was the right model, and then it learns.
Yes. So when something fails, then it learns to back off, right? And that makes sense because a lot of times a specific provider or a specific model, or sometimes it's just one model, but the provider itself is fine. Especially with Ollama, sometimes GLM is down, but Kimi is working fine, and Minimax might be okay. You can adjust all that, and you can also set different profiles. So I have an auto profile, which is literally everything, and then I have a frontier profile, which knocks out all of the minis, except Minimax. That one was where's my Minimax? Mini got filtered out, but that's fixed now. So Minimax M3 suddenly showed up. That was a cool thing too, because I noticed a couple days ago that Kimi K2.7 code launched on Ollama Cloud, and I didn't even realize it. All of a sudden, there's a prefix. So that every response, I know which provider and model is getting hit. You can turn that off or on. and default's off. But I had it on, and all of a sudden, this new model showed up. And I'm like, oh, sweet, I'm using a new model, and I didn't even realize it. Well, I didn't have to do anything. It just routed because it's auto-detecting all of the models that are on Ollama and OpenAI or whatever. Yep.
So how many models do you need to run to do what you're doing? How many different models do you need in your selection for your router? I mean, more than just one or two or three. What do you need? How's that? What are some examples of things?
Why? Great question. Okay, well, here's the von Neumann architecture mapped to agentic AI. Von Neumann architecture, CPU model, blah, 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 blah. CPU, RAM, hard disk. You should know this from like 4th grade. I don't know. If you didn't learn in 4th grade, maybe 6th grade, whatever. So the LLM over here is the CPU. Sometimes I want an Intel, sometimes I want an AMD CPU, sometimes I want something else, and it really depends on what my needs are. If I want, like if I was swapping out different CPUs, what if I didn't have to change my desktop or my motherboard? That makes sense? Yes.
How do you build the deterministic model, and how do you know it works?
Well, I mean, I've been using it for like months.
Do you evaluate also?
Yeah, but that's the personal thing. You've been using it for months. What is some like deterministic things, the things is working, tests or things like that?
Yeah. Wait. So how do I know it's working? Because what do you mean by working?
I mean, have you run evals on this?
Yeah, if you can.
I'm not evaluating.
You can use more model, or if you use saving tokens, whatever. Like, if you can use.
See, I don't care about costs because I have subscriptions.
No, how do you know the output is routing the right model?
Because it tells me. Because the model responds, and so here's I should probably better show than tell.
Basically, what is the end goal, and what are you like optimizing for with your router?
I'm optimizing for latency and performance or quality of the response.
How do you check the quality, the output quality?
How do I check the output quality?
How do you know that maybe GPT 5.5 and I don't know, up is 4.7? Like what?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like, okay, so you want to choose your model. That's not me.
How do you say that one is better in quality than the other?
How do I say one is better in quality than the other? That's qualitative. There's no benchmarking. It's like if I'm reverse engineering HAR files, as in like automating browser capabilities, but not using playwright or like point and click stuff, a GPT is the best for that. So I know based on prior experience that for specific tasks, if I'm drafting a legal contract, I want Kimi to do it. So I just know that, but then I will like force it. But sometimes I don't care. And almost always, it'll just route based on the intent. So based on the prompt, the deterministic logic, which again is described in the GitHub, figures out what you're trying to do. Oh, here's the model selection pseudocode. I knew I did this a while back. So basically, like local first, blah, 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 scores. What are the different things? Empirical stuff, fast, real time. You can do different like profiles if you want more balance, if you want to focus on local. So it will just route to the best model. The best is qualitative, obviously, right? If you don't like a model, just block it. I can block it in the config and basically say, you know what? I don't like I don't like Cogito's responses, so I'm going to block it, and you can still route to all the Ollama ones and just not ever go to a specific model. Does that make sense? And I've blocked many models that are just not giving me the right response. Yes?
Can you trace like which model gave some specific answer? I mean,
yes.
Some tracing?
Oh yeah. Well, as far as tracing is concerned, you just enable the model prefix. So every single output. Let me give you some examples. See, Ollama Kimi K 2.5. This one ran it twice. Every tool call. Outputs a prefix, and that every tool call is its own prompt, right? So at one point, like, it's not showing in my Telegram, but at one point there was a little bug where it wasn't consolidating them, so it just kept saying Kimi K 2.5 for 100 tool calls, and I'm like, oh.